What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today, we gotta do a YBY1 VOD review because he just dropped the most insane nuke of all time. 1-1-3-1-2-1-1-1-1-1-2. Like, this guy just shot straight up from 1500 LP to 1800. He gained 300 LP in literally one setting. I mean, he's just a beast. He's an absolute beast. And the crazy thing about it is he says here he'd played no street team. And here you can see all of his firsts that he filtered down. There is pretty much, I mean, there's zero. There is zero street demon in these games. So I said, okay, you know what? Let's do a YBY1 VOD review because, I mean, how could you not? How could you not after looking at those scores? And, I mean, this is on the Vietnamese server, one of the strongest servers, one of the highest server populations out there. I mean, 1,300 LP Vietnam, or 1,500 LP Vietnam, not bad at all. 1,800 LP, obviously insane. I think he's sitting at rank 3 right now. Crazy thing is he's not even rank 1 yet, but I mean, he is certainly getting there. So we're going to start off with an Ali Star pair. Also got a Zyra pair here. Definitely something we could be interested in. By the way, the portal that we're in is this new Alistar portal, which is, I believe this is the one here. I'll Google translate it for myself just in case, but I do believe this is the one that it's the pot of gold one, right? I'm excited because I haven't actually had a chance to play this one myself yet. So let's see. After each bazaar, the player votes to split the gold or increase the gold in stock. I thought we were playing TFT, not the okay. Anyway, so this is going to be a big econ portal. Also, wow, that's already kind of crazy to me that YBY1 does this. Doesn't hold Zyra pair in store. Says I have these Alistars. I mean, I think YBY1 has an idea from here, and I don't think it's that unreasonable that I got dropped a sword. I have Alistars here, and I know I'm in an econ portal. I'm going to take an econ first augment, and we're going to play Fast 9. Boombots and bruisers and win the game. And I think it's pretty reasonable when you're in an econ portal like this. This line is so good. Pardon my sneezing. And econ augment first is what we would like to play for here. I mean, you could certainly take something like a delayed start. The only thing is you actually do have a pretty good start, so you almost don't want to take it here. Usually you just take this, sell everything. I mean, you do have some mismatched units, but yeah, I almost don't want to take delayed start here. I mean, I'm honestly surprised he doesn't look at something like just a placebo here, take the extra gold and run with it, but maybe he wants to take a win streak augment here. I mean, we'll see what we take here. He is certainly looking at the delayed start here, and yeah, looking at the portal and saying, if we take econ augment here, it's actually quite reasonable for us to make it to 9. If we can potentially win streak, sees a delayed start there. I mean, I'm looking at, I guess it has to be delayed start, right? I mean, it must be, right? I mean, we're taking down in 10 seconds. Ooh, the Caretaker's take into Jin here is definitely going to make things interesting. Now, we don't have to play Jin. I mean, when you take Caretakers, you're usually not taking this to actually play like a reroll style line. You're often taking this to just push levels aggressively, get the unit 3-star, and then, you know, maybe you roll a little bit at some point, but usually you don't want to play like a straight up reroll comp with Caretakers. I think this is a mistake that a lot of people end up making where they take Caretakers and they say, okay, well, I'm going to play Gen reroll now, but you don't want to play Gen reroll. You want to push levels with Caretakers. So what you want to do is just have just one unit 3-star on your board and basically play all the other stuff around it, which is kind of what we're doing right now. We do pick up the Gen 2, which is really nice. This means that I guess if we make it to level 10, we have guaranteed Gen 3, but you know, each Jin we find decreases the level that you would have to push to find Jin. And the other really nice thing is we get a very strong early game out of this. You can see he's actually really considering a giant belt to be slammed with a bow here to make an Asher's Tooth. It's kind of crazy, but it's really not that crazy when you just come from the perspective of what can we slam here that is a reasonable slam, and that's about it, right? You're not going to slam a Sterax, and the spot doesn't do anything. You're not going to slam a GS because GS early is just not that much of an item. And if you slam this this Nashor's Tooth here, you leave Sword open to make something like a Deathblade, something like IE, Giant Slayer, all these kind of things. So yeah, I actually would not be that shocked to see the Nashor slam. The only kind of awkward thing is where does the Nashors go later? And the other awkward thing about the Nashor slam is it does kill your best component in this comp, because if we are going to play bruisers, which I mean, I think YBY1 loves this comp, and I do think as he should, if you can end up in a spot for it, it's fantastic. I do think I wouldn't even be shocked to see a giant spell take here, but he's going to take the rod, interestingly enough. Okay, just for Gwynsu's Rageblade, I guess. I mean, we'll see here. We do get to go for the, yes, so this is, I've not actually played in this portal yet, so this is I don't actually, I guess I should Google translate whichever one of these is, because one's split and the other one is, I think if YBY1, he probably is taking the option not to get it, though it looks like everybody did split it. Oh, well, that's actually kind of sad. So, I mean, everybody just got 5 gold of the 40 gold. I think he did. I'm waiting on the translate here, but it bugged out for me. Yes, continue increase by 40 gold. So he wanted more gold, and that makes sense, right? Every single time you push, you get an extra 5 gold, and we want to play this like a gold portal, because honestly now, this isn't that much of a gold portal. This is plus 5 gold. Compare this to the amount of extra resources you're getting from something like Scuttle Puddle, something like Gold Subscription. It's really not much. So if we don't actually secure our 5 streak here, which is looking like we are going to with all these extra gens, we are actually in danger of not making it to level 9. So I'm curious to see how YBY1 plays this. I mean, so far, opener is looking fantastic. We did make the Gwinsu slam. I think a lot of people like Gwinsu in this comp. I mean, it's statistically not actually one of Urgot's best items. I've heard that it is bugged on Urgot and Gwinsu's. But the reason why you see this slammed so frequently is because it's still a really solid slam early. It is just a very, very good item in the early game to get you through the early game into, you know, late game when you can actually play around this Urgot. I mean, if you had to slam one item on a backline carry, it would always be Gwinsu's. It is the best standalone, just single item in the game because it scales up itself, gives you more damage, and so yeah, it's just a fantastic standalone item, and so that's why you see a lot of people slam it. The other thing that I was going to say is, in this comp, we were talking about the Nasher Slam earlier. Something that I've come to appreciate even more after playing around this comp more is just the importance of full tank items. Yeah, I would be super shocked to see him slam Sunfire there. And I think a lot of people would say, oh, you know, you can slam Sunfire here, perfectly solid item. You really don't want to be slamming Sunfire in this comp. You want to be playing for stuff like Warmogs. You want to be playing for pure tank items for your Cho'Gath and later for your Zac. You saw the game that we VOD reviewed from YBY1 when we played this comp last, he actually took the bunch of belts augment to build triple Warmogs that game. Warmogs is so good on these units like Cho'Gath, like Zac, that scale up their HP. I mean, it's just fantastic synergy. So yeah, I love this slam from YBY1. I think it makes perfect sense, and not something the Nashers makes even more sense, because I think belt is probably the best component in this comp, because you can make Warmogs, you can make Redemption, you can make Morellos, you know, you can make a lot of stuff. Guardbreaker is fantastic as well. You can use infinite belts. All right. Next augment here. I mean, it's never gonna be trial run. I'm honestly down to just reroll this. I think this is trial run. I mean, either way, we're not taking an Exotech augment here, and it's not going to be Spirit Links either, I don't think. I mean, or could it be? I mean, the problem is you want to win streak from this spot. This augment is probably fantastic in this comp late game, but not so great right now. I'm actually curious to see what we do here. I mean, I wouldn't even mind just grabbing a GS here, making a DB here, or grabbing a sword here and making a DB in this spot. I wouldn't mind it. Ooh, roll twice though. We do get the ability to take this. We could grab Gambler's Blade or Collector here and just have even more gold to work with, which was... It is kind of what we need here, and that's a Cho'Gath already. That's amazing. So yeah, we are going to grab the Collector here, going to remove her so that we can triple item, and yes, we are going to level here, and we have the Cho'Gath already is fantastic. Like I said, you know, if you can do the Fast 9 version of this comp, you're taking Zac, especially when you get to Boombah +1 later. He's fantastic. But the more consistent way to play this comp is to play for Cho'Gath as your main tank, and if you're playing for Cho'Gath as your main tank here, you want to have all these pure tank items. You want Warmogs. I mean, Vow is a pretty solid item as well. Scales with max HP, gives you pretty good stats, so I like Vow a lot as well. And you can see here, yeah, we level, we get another Jin in. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see YBY1 actually sell these Jins later. I mean, this is 10 golden Jins that we're holding right now that, you know, we're going to get essentially for free. Every level is 2 gold here. So if you think about it, once you hit level 8, you've got plus, you know, 16 gold, though I guess some of them combine to like plus 14 gold, I guess. I mean, 14 gold for a silver augment is pretty good. When you consider the fact that it's super delayed, it's not so good. But yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense to actually use this Caretakers as kind of an econ augment here. I mean, you do kind of have to finish off some more damage items even. You have Deathblade here. You have Red Buff as well if you want to grab that. Yeah, I like Red Buff here. I think a bit more than Deathblade just because it gives you heal cut. And we already double damage item. I will say that is the second show that we've picked up. I mean... Yeah, I mean, I think you have to make the red buff here. We're going to move the flux capacitor up to Jax, which is kind of funny, but it makes sense here. And yeah, he takes the Jin off the field to say, I want to sell this and make gold here, right? I think that's the call from YBY1. Because who cares about Jin 3 later? I mean, I'm pretty sure maybe it's too much to say this, but I don't think it's crazy to say that Urgot 1 is better than Jin 3 when you have 4 Boombot. So yeah, we do actually end up finally losing a fight, which is tragic. You know, you want to keep your streak up as long as possible when you are playing this comp, just because we need as many resources as possible. We're not getting any more out of the portal. It's still going to be a sketchy. I don't know that we can actually go fast 9. The upside though is that we are Cho paired here, so if we hit 1 Cho, we have that front line to stabilize us, and we are going to hold on to this Vex here, who can be an obvious like extra in on this board with Urgot for Divinicore and the Executioners here. So I mean, still 10 out of 48, 50 gold here. I mean, we're not. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much gold we had for minions. Like I said, portal is no longer this gold portal that, you know, we were so excited about. We are going to, fully pivot the board now into the 4 Bruiser front line here. Playing double Gragas right now. Just missing out on one. We're missing out on Dr. Shmundo here, right? So hoping to pick up Dr. Mundo for 6 Bruiser, because that is a nice way to stabilize your board. And then you do usually, I mean, from this spot, you would think of Felios, right? I'm curious actually to see what we do here. Yeah, a little bit of a roll here. We pick up an Alistar here. Really hoping to find that Dr. Mundo here. We do find an Aphelios, which is really nice. There's the Cho2. Oh my god, and the Kobogo here. So yeah, we're gonna make this pivot into this board. Ooh, and no Aphelios. We're actually gonna play Zeri, current year Zeri, and Static Shiv getting slammed here, and the Deathblade. I mean, these are the only slams that really make sense. This allows you to kill the rest of your tank items. But yeah, we're actually gonna item hold Zeri here. A beautiful roll down for YBY1 actually. All right, last augment here. Yep, we don't need heal cut at this point. Ooh, is this actually, oh my god, a find your center and health is wealth Cho'Gath, and you just say throw Cho in the center, he's gonna do good damage, he's gonna be tanky. I actually kind of love this. This is really sick. And yeah, I think a lot of people like to play Aphelios on this board just because he is, he's Golden Ox with the Ali Star, but we're actually going to play around Zeri. We had the opportunity to play Aphelios, and we said we'd rather Zeri in this spot, just thinks that she's going to be better with these items. I mean, it's a bit surprising to me, honestly, that he does play around Zeri over Aphelios here. I would think he would play Aphelios, but I guess, I don't know, he thinks that Zeri 1 is better than Aphelios 1, must be the way that he thinks about it. I mean, Zeri is more of a single target unit. She is just pew, 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 though I guess her clones kind of hit multiple. It's weird, but yeah, it's an interesting idea for YBY1 to actually play around Zeri here. But either way, we have a 6 Bruiser front line with a Gwinsu, and this is why the Gwinsu is so good. It's gonna get you to level 9, even if it's not the best item on Urgot later. It's gonna make it there, and this Cho'Gath is going to be huge. The only thing that we're missing is our final item onto Cho'Gath here. Just 2-item Cho is actually having trouble kind of keeping up with these insane boards. But the upside is we win streaked in the early game. We have a decent board on 8. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but it's good enough, and it's going to get us to 9. Also, what is going on here? I feel like I'm like losing my mind. Like we just skipped a small part of carousel there, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's actually, there's something weird with this VOD where like every few seconds, like something is cut out here because like he's waiting carousel here and now he's coming back with Cloak. I mean, I would have thought he was going to take Cloak here because Declaw, I would think would be the best last item. I mean, it is the best last item onto this Chosif Gath here. Scales with HP, gives him MR. We are also in a pretty MR or pretty AP heavy meta in general here, just with the Vexotech, the Street Demon, just everything, TF reroll, all this kind of stuff. You're usually only seeing a few AD players per lobby, so you can usually get away with building something like a Declaw in the mid game and just feeling great about it. So that's another thing that is nice about it. We do pick up another Zeri here. We also do pick up our Skarner at this point, so this is nice. This is gonna, guarantee that we get to our 4 Boombot, though you'd really like to pick up Fiddlesticks because he actually gives you techie on this board. But yeah, I mean, we're continuing to chill on this board. Going to probably be a 4 loss for this stage, but it doesn't really matter so much in the end, as long as we find most of our board. And the big thing is we do have the Cho2 to kind of stabilize us, 41 HP. I love just the slight roll from YBY1 to just barely stabilize here, but boom, now we have the Garen. We can start stacking out of the net. We do really need to find an Urgot, I would say. I feel like the thing that usually, saves this board at this phase of the game is the Urgot. I feel like that is, it's so helpful for stabilizing, especially with the 4 Boombot as well. So we'll see if we do get that. Item-wise here, we're looking for our last Cho item. item. It is ideally Declaw here, but let's roll down here. There's a Zac as well that we can start stacking up. Really need the Urgot here. There's a Koboko pair, which wouldn't be too bad here. Completely skips over the Viego, says, yep, who cares about Viego? We're not going to play him. We do hit Zeri too here, but the second we see Urgot, boom, Urgot's in here. We didn't actually hit here on the Declaw here, so we're going to be forced to build a Bramble Vest. I mean, there's still a decent amount of AD in this lobby, so I mean, it's solid, and you can see it's a tanky Cho, but not tanky enough to win the fight. We are going to lose that one. We did also play 6 Bruiser here. We didn't actually fit in the extra Boombot on this board. I mean, 2 Boombot's still pretty good. And yeah, we're actually going to play this variant. Interesting. Okay, so this is not your just kind of traditional kind of like Fast 9 Boombot board that, you know, we've talked about, the 4 Bruiser and the 4 Boombot. This is actually going to be 6 Bruiser just because we realize that like we need the tankiness, and we also just don't want to play like random Kog'Maw onto our board. And I mean, the Cho is doing fantastic work here. The only kind of interesting thing is I'm not actually sure what we're got of the netting here, because normally you're really excited about, you know, putting a Boombot spat onto one of these. I mean, I guess you could still Boombot onto the Koboko and feel good about it, especially because we have Koboko 2 coming soon. The other problem is he's 0 items right now, which isn't amazing. So yeah, YBY1 going down the line and saying, okay, what am I actually gonna do here? I'm just gonna Bruiser my Urgot here because we need a relevant unit to take this. This is honestly a sketchy spot from YBY1, I will say, but hopefully this Cho'Gath, yeah, I mean, this Cho'Gath is kind of a monster. Is it enough to clutch out the fight? Oh my god, just barely not. Down to 18 HP here. Getting a little low here, but we do have a lot of gold left over now, and that is an Urgot on Carousel. I mean, Urgot 2, oh my god, would stabilize us really, really nicely. And then I'd be curious, if we do end up making it to the Urgot 2, would we ever consider dropping down to 4 and 4? I mean, I've talked up so much the 4 and 4 on the Boombot and the 4 Boombot, 4 Bruiser setup, but I mean, I will say this is looking not bad. The 6 Bruiser setup is a very nice kind of alternative. We found our first fiddle here, so we'll see if we want to actually hold on to that. The other thing is that because we're not playing around Zac as our main tank, the value of 4 Boombot is actually a bit lower. I mean, a good bit lower, because we don't really care about you know, like Boombotting a Zac. So that's another thing to think about here. Oh my god, wait, who lost that? We lost down to 7 HP. YBY1, we did farm an item here, so we got Spark onto our Myrtle Kaiser. I mean, that's fine, I guess. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible. I'm honestly shocked that YBY1 isn't rolling here, because we are Koboko paired here and we are like 2 HP. I would roll it to 0 here in a heartbeat, because I'd be so afraid that I'm going to lose. But I think YBY1 just says, you know what? I have a Bramble Vest here. I'm not losing to a random Xayah like Vanguard Marksman board. There's no way I'm losing this fight. And is he right? Oh my god, he is. Farms another item. I mean, this is why YBY1's the GOAT. My god. I mean, you have to take Boombot at this point, and I think it's going on Koboko. I mean, Koboko 2, 6 Bruiser tankiness. I mean, I do think this is something that you should be excited about. I would be hyped to get this this Boombot spat onto a unit with that much HP who's going to be dealing that much damage. And I mean, surely we'll hit Koboko 2 on 9 with this much gold, right? I mean, we'll see, I guess. But let's roll it down. There is Zac here, so we'll fit that in. For the blobs, we're on the way to a potential Zac 2. If we hit that, that changes everything. This is the... Oh my god. Wow. I cannot actually believe that we missed that hard on that roll down. So we have to Boombot onto the Vex here. And then we triple item the Vex. We didn't hit Koboko 2. We didn't hit Zac 2. I mean, I don't know what to say, honestly. That is insane. All right, we rotate into the TF board. Our board's still very tanky. Honestly, this fight looks so much better than than even our previous fights. Look at that, 8.8k on the Vex. Wow, so what a cool... I mean, the version that I think a lot of people kind of, you know, thought was more standard is actually playing Vex onto this board. But I mean, this looks fantastic. We're actually just playing around Boombot Vex, waiting. Now we have the Koboko too, so I think probably our next mod, if it's Boombot, is going to go to that Koboko. But I mean, we'll see if we get there. LW going to get slammed onto this Garen here, give us the armor shred that we were actually missing on this board. Yeah, we never had it until now. And Garen actually spreads it decently, throws that giant sword, and he uses the AD pretty well. So pick up another bow here. Top 4 locked in. I mean, this game looked so scary, but I mean, this is why YBY1's the GOAT. I mean, even though we missed that roll down super hard, I mean, I loved the kind of judgment from him to say, you know what, I'm not actually going to roll deep there. He needs to be opposite side of Sejuani, and he's really doing his best. He's going to swap last second. Oh, and he swaps the Garen. He really tried to get that swap off. This is same side Sej. This is really bad here, especially for a unit like this Urgot that needs to scale with Quinsus, that has just attack speed. I mean, yeah, this feels really bad, though. Oh my god, we just barely win that fight. And so now we're actually looking at potential, top 2. We're looking at the last Koboko item, right? It has to be like Gumblade or something, right? I mean, unless we want to take, what is this? IE, and then move another item? Or just IE Garen, I guess. Huh. I mean, I was just thinking Koboko item because I kind of hate this Garen unit, but okay. We're going to triple item the Garen. IE last was for Static Shiv, just the full support plus the IE setup. And yeah, we are actually going to move Static Shiv up to the Koboko. I think this makes more sense. Yeah, attack speed onto Koboko, nice. And even though it burns our last remover, this fight could be everything, right? We need to win this fight. Garen doing pretty good work. The Chosif Gath, just doing so much work here. He's just so tanky. We win that fight. He's uncovering it slowly. Oh my god. Oh, that's actually so good. And an entertainer. I mean, you can take, Executioner, huh? I was thinking Techie. I think oftentimes people just take Techie, throw it onto the Froboko here, but he's actually going to take Executioner here just for some extra crit chance onto the Garen. All right, I mean, he's a Garen believer. I'm down to look at Garen damage chart in this next fight and see, because I'm such a Garen hater here. I mean, we can't actually check it because we won that fight, so we're not going to see it because we got a cutscene. We're not going to see it because it's the end of the game. It is a dub from YBY1. I mean, this game was a roller coaster. I mean, earlier in the game, I thought actually it was possible that he was going to bot 4 the game. But he just, I mean, the power of the 6 Bruiser, the giant Cho'Gath, the Urgot behind him, and the Vex as well, this variation that doesn't play around Zac, but just plays 2 Boombot, 6 Bruiser, uses that as a really strong front line, gets some extra mods with Garen, and it's a wrap. I mean, a beautiful game from YBY1, showing off another variation in this comp. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my other stuff down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.